So I just wanted to say, I just had the most amazing dream that I'd made a full recovery and I was walking like normal and everyone was amazed and we were just about to film a video about how cool it was and be like, oh yeah, how cool is it? Fred's made a full recovery, he's completely healed, he's walking again. And then I woke up. Never mind, I'm not sad, it was just a really cool dream. I think I like that dream. Maybe it could be one day.
Okay, so I just got back from my little meeting with Corentin and it all went well. To be honest, he didn't seem mega excited about the note that I left him. To be honest, I had to prompt him, so I waited for like a while and I was like, so did you get my little note? And he was like, oh yeah, that was really cool, thanks. And he didn't mention it again. I was like, okay, cool, well, whatever. So I had a few questions for Corentin, and the first one was about my French driver's license. So I've got to do some French admin, which is really backwards. Like, the way it happens on the website is like, oh, you have to send like a photocopy of your driving license and then all this stuff, and then we'll send you a load of forms to fill out, and then you send us your English driving license and we keep it, and then we send you a French one, like a sort of exchange. And I was like, hold on a second, I don't want to exchange, why can't I have both? And if I have to send you a photocopy, why don't I just send it to you in the first place? And also, why can't this all be done online? Like, why do we have to do like paperwork with pens and stuff? Like, it's 2019, get it together, French government. So hopefully he's going to chase up the ski insurance, like, because I'm insured with Assure Ski, and if anyone has dealt with them before in the past, like, get in touch with me, because they seem to be being, well, like classic insurance game. Yeah, not massively keen on paying out, but certainly keen on taking your money. So I was like, okay, cool, so I can go home this Friday, right? And he was like, no, probably like next Friday. I was like, why? He's like, well, there's like meetings and stuff and we have to talk about stuff. And I was like, what? What do we have to talk about? Like, the thing with Corentin is I love him, he's a cool guy, but he says stuff and then he's like, but hold on a second, earlier on you said that I could go home next week, like I've told all my friends that I'm coming home. And he's like, yeah, no, well, like there's other things that we have to think about, blah, 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 blah. So it might be next Friday, not this Friday. I might just fucking go home. I mean, what are they going to do? Like, arrest me? Like, it's not a prison, is it? Anyway, fuck it. We also practiced getting in and out of a bathtub, which is kind of cool because I haven't done that yet. It's a bit different than just transferring to other chairs and stuff. He's going to make me this cool thing, so it's kind of, so it's difficult to like get your leg up, especially like when you haven't got a chair with a back on it. So he's made me this like really cool thing, like it's sort of like wire covered with like a sort of canvas material, and it's got a loop at the end, so I can like loop it around my foot and like yank my foot up and get it in the bath. Once you get your first leg in the bath, it's easy after that. But then also the way out, and then also in real life situation, it will be, wet and slippery. So there'll be like little sort of problems that we can sort of, the first time's always the hardest, and I'll be in and out of the bath before you know it. So all the medication that they give me now is right here. I'm coming here every day for the Hospital du Jour or whatever. And when I go home for the weekend, they give me a bag of medication for the weekend. But now I do the Hospital, or when I do the Hospital du Jour, I will have to go to a pharmacy to pick it up. And I'm like, yeah, but you have a pharmacy here and I'll be here, so why can't you just give it to me? And they're like, nah, that's not how it works. And I'm like, common sense, why does common sense not work? Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm here, the medication's here. The other question I asked is that I like to use the gym for like a bit longer. Like, so for example, I went to the gym for about an hour and a half today before I went to see Corentin, just because I like going there. Like, I like getting on the floor, I like getting on the mat, like stretching out my body on the back, doing like as much sort of yoga as I can, sort of exercising with press-ups, doing meditation. In fact, today it was a little milestone. I did a 10-minute headspace meditation with my legs crossed, like not so. I've been like slowly bringing my legs in because they were just sort of out, and I also meditate just laying on the floor because it feels really good. But today was the first time I had my legs proper crossed in a proper full meditation position, straight back, for the full 10-minute headspace meditation that I did today. So that was a little milestone. That's really cool. Also, on the subject of meditation, people have been messaging me, asking me about like, oh, how do you meditate? Like, how do you get into it? Like, you seem to benefit from it a lot. And I just say the same thing. Like, the Headspace app is definitely the best place to start. I'm no expert. I'm just a guy that does it. I can definitely attest to how good it makes you feel. Like, I'll give you the two examples. Yesterday, I had probably one of the best meditations I've ever had in my life. I did it while I was on the bike that pedals your legs for you. I was just sat there listening to the Headspace app. I had this moment where I had this incredible feeling of peace wash over me, like endorphins released. I mean, it was like MDMA, man. It was like I was floating there in just absolute ecstasy, just having this wonderful moment, just meditating, just feeling this ultimate sense of connection and peace. And it was fantastic. I mean, it only lasted about 30 seconds, but if you can get 30 seconds of peace out of a 10-minute meditation, you're absolutely killing the meditation game. Because a lot of it is, you know, getting distracted, realizing you're getting distracted, bringing your attention back. But you just got to persevere with it. And in complete contrast, so I had such a good meditation yesterday. I meditated for 30 minutes today in total, and I didn't really get much. It was, my brain was a bit, my brain kept wandering. I had to bring it back, wandering, bring it back. I did have a small release of endorphins, and like, it is good, but some days it's more of a challenge than others. But it's also about recognizing your thoughts and recognizing what's going on, just sort of getting in touch with yourself and how your body's feeling, how your mind is feeling, if you're wandering a bit today, if you're feeling more at peace today, and just listening to your body and listening to your mind. And it's also about seeing if you can kind of bring your attention towards your mood, your emotions, your thoughts, and see if you can just kind of slow down a little bit and direct your day in a more positive direction. Anyway, I find it helps loads. I mean, if you've ever had a situation where you've been like a bit, I don't know, worried or insecure or negative, and then you do something, I don't know, it could be like smoking a joint or getting high, and then you're like, oh man, yeah, like you have a complete change of perspective. Well, that's basically meditation, but without any substances. You're just like, oh yeah, you know, like I feel so much better now. You've probably seen from previous episodes in the blog where I've been a little bit, you know, antsy, and then I meditate, and then I'm like chill. So yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd mention that because people have been messaging me about that. Like, I've probably had maybe 5 or 6 messages from people asking about meditation, so I just thought I'd give you my 2 cents. I'm not an expert, I just do it, but Headspace app is definitely the way forward if you want to get into it. 100% the easiest way to do it. I meditate with and without it, but I still use it, and it's fucking fantastic. And it's free, so go for it.